Ruthie Henshall will most likely be remembered during her time on I'm a Celebrity. Get Me Out of Here. For making a crude remark about her relationship with Prince Edward. She became the second contestant to be axed from the show over the weekend, and in a chat following her departure she told Mail Online that she regrets the raunchy comment, claiming she was unaware it was being filmed. The West End star, 53, dated the royal on and off for 5 years in the 1990s and reflected on their romance during a chat with fellow camper Shane Ritchie shortly after she arrived on the show. Ruthie boldly said to Shane, "You performed in Buckingham Palace, you sang in the gardens, ISHD in the bedrooms." She then went into detail about her time spent with the royals. But Ruthie regrets it in retrospect, saying during a phone chat on Monday morning, "I only said it to make Shane laugh. Then I quickly became aware everything is being recorded. Honestly, I forgot the cameras were there. It was meant to be a good old joke, a bit rude. But it was for Shane, it wasn't supposed to be for everyone." Ruthie claims to have only ever watched one series of I'm a Celebrity in the past, and insisted she would never sign up for a show like Big Brother, due to the 24-hour surveillance. "I had no idea, I'm a Celeb films everything," she added. "I very much apologize for that comment, that was not meant for everyone to hear." Asked about tensions in the camp, she admits she didn't notice any. "There was nothing going on that I could tell," she said, directly referring to Shane's apparent irritation with AJ Pritchard. "I never saw any tension whatsoever between anybody, we all took the PS out of each other, but there was never any animosity in that camp." During the Candid On-Screen chat, which aired last week, Ruthie told Shane that she had been to Windsor Castle as well as Balmoral, the Queen's estate in Scotland, with her ex, and even ended up performing for the family. She said, "He invited me to Windsor for the weekend as we're walking him seeing a table outside and terrace. People sitting round it and him thinking that looks like the Queen, and I remembered my dad had said to me that if you ever meet the Queen he said you curtsy and call her mom. I grab her hand like this, handshake, forget all about the curtsy and him like really pleased to meet you, really pleased to meet you." Enjoying the revelations, Shane then asked, "Did you know Diana much?" Ruthie replied, "I met her a couple of times and one of my favorite times was we were at Balmoral. There was Diana, the Queen, Margaret, the Queen Mother, Charles, Edward, myself." She added that Diana was lovely, however, she doesn't remember an awful lot because Charles gave me my first martini. "I'd never tried it before so I was fairly. I had 2 of them and I was like whoa," said Ruthie, prompting Shane to tease, "Don't tell me you go into show tunes. Let me tell you." Margaret, she goes, "Yes, oh sing us a song from that show you're in," and I was in Les Mis at the time. So I sang I Dreamed a Dream and I must have changed key 3 times because I was so PD on martinis. Ruthie also reflected on how she met Edward during the insightful conversation. She said, "It's funny, it's such a long time ago. He's a lovely bloke. And I genuinely fell in love with him." Shane then asked, "There was a headline years ago, wasn't there? The Prince and the Showgirl. Where did you meet him?" "He was a production assistant at Andrew Lloyd Webber's and he then called me himself, Andrew, and he wanted me to play the lead in A Star Is Born. And Edward was my point of contact. He was the one who'd call me up and say you're rehearsing at 2 o'clock or whatever. And he said to me, would you like to come to mine and watch the film of A Star Is Born with me and you can have some dinner." I was like, "What, at the palace, is that where you live?" Shane said, "Is that what he meant?" "God, that is so weird. Watching A Star Is Born with Prince Edward." Later he joked her first date was to Buckingham Palace. "Can you believe that? Blimey, my first date was Little Chef." Shane continued, "So when did you think we're going to do Jiggy Boom Boom?" "We're going to do Jiggy Boom Boom soon. I'm going to be new Queen of England." "No," protested Ruthie. Ruthie dated Prince Edward on and off for 5 years and remains good friends with him, even attending his wedding to Sophie, Countess of Wessex. Of the rest of her time on the show, she said, "It was an absolute trip. And I think the Welsh castle setting was quite beautiful actually. It brought a fresh wonderful approach and a whole new level and dimension to an already very hard couple of weeks of being cold and being hungry, sitting around a lot. It was a far more humbling, incredible experience than I imagined it would be. I was scared about going in, I didn't know what to expect as this is not my kind of platform. I'm a theatre girl. But this makes me want to do more TV." Ruthie revealed that she has enjoyed a comfy bed and a big burger since leaving the castle, and reflected on how hard the trials were. "They were brutal," she said. "You think they'll be an easy ride, but it was all vile. They were all vile. I don't know how many stars I would have got if he'd been made to do an eating trial. She revealed that the experience was disorienting as they had no idea of the time. There were no watches, no clocks. Everything was based on when the sun went down, she said. I'm a Celebrity. Get Me Out of Here continues at 9 p.m. nightly on ITV.